I'm Molefe, and this is Stories Untold. I am back again this week to deliver right here on the home of good news. Today's episode is a bit of a retro offering as we are taking a journey back to the apartheid regime. We are taking the opportunity today to introduce you to struggle heroes that never got a moment to share their own stories or an opportunity to be seen and recognized. We begin our journey today with Lele Abrahms. Now, she played a pivotal role in assisting young people during the struggle days, where she afforded them the opportunity to go and live abroad. Yet she has never gotten the recognition that she feels she deserves. Would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to her.
Previously, the history of women's political involvement in the struggle for freedom was largely ignored in the history texts. Calls for women to be recognized for their role in the liberation struggle continue to be a controversial issue within the political landscape. It is often overlooked that women played a very important role in the struggle against apartheid in South Africa. To learn more about the role of women in the evolution toward the new South African democracy, the Stories Untold team went to the north of Johannesburg in Alexander Township to speak to Lele Abrahms, who is a struggle veteran. Our quest was to understand her contribution towards the liberation of South Africa and to find out why and how she is not documented in the history books.
Rona Africans, yes, are better really to fight and take people to exile, and here they are today. They are better from us. But Rona Arena, no one know about us. No one doesn't want to know how fit about yeah, Maruna, we didn't see you. Go Mazimbi, go Zambia. How would you go there? Because I wanted to go to exile, but my dad said my two are gone. If one only an elder one utsamaya, who's going to bury me? And I considered that Karoke Aksatsamaya.
Despite the struggle for recognition and being written in history, women veterans are faced with unique challenges upon re-entering civilian life. Some women are marked by neglect and poverty as they navigate the new democracy. Lele is one of the women that are struggling to make a living. She now survives by selling as a street vendor.
That one, it kills my heart. I must represent it because I must stock with my pension. I go and buy body tight and sell them. I go to Pen. I sell the banana, the grapes. I'll take you over to the stall.
To understand her contribution towards the liberation of South Africa, Lele tells us that she was one of the many underground activists that was helping freedom fighters to cross the border. All this started when she was helping her siblings to go into exile.
So I was the only one on that. So kausane ratsoga go say we didn't tell our granny gore go na le e ra tsamaya ka ba isa go Phitsane ya Botswana ba kena ene le gore fela o feta fence ka re ya go Botswana o tla boya o tswa ka mo Mafikeng. Then that was it. Then along the way go Phitsane go we called Yano bo Godfrey Montswane le bo Snuki gore bana ba tla NA. And then now I came back. So coming back, information has spread. Gore no, go na le Lele ko Alexander. let us go and look for Lele. So looking for me, it was now me, my duty, to take everybody over Tlang who cross. So then there comes Seti Mashinini, Bani Mukhatli Selby, through Zirast, back cross her, then we talk for okay, bye Kwali, and I came back. Every time I've got now people waiting, and there's no funds. No, fragile, and then buy. Phone, got the phone tring, and buy like a quality, baba amazing. After about Tabumnisi, Potimulan, and the whole.
After multiple successful trips to exile, Mam Lele was synonymously known for being the one helping freedom fighters cross the border. She was later arrested and detained after authorities got a tip-off that she is back at home.
It's I say the girl called Anana boyfriend Mike Esther, the sister to Thabo Mnisi, and only to find out Esther was sick. Then Esther had her abuye monale ko teng aida ko Botswana ba tshabile Mike batlamo, and then I think that's where that was Esther phone John Foster gore bana ba ka ba buile ngwana ka is back go tsamaile wa moshimana re so motholi aba ba butsisa gore who took you guys there. Then they said Lele, because system in a impatla and that's about my whereabouts. They knew Ntata Kaudula Kokai, they knew Mama Kaudula Kokai. So I was now like being wanted. Bampatla, Evan Tola, Evan Tswara. That was 1977. How Tswara? Make sure you don't take the information, die with it. If you are to die, die with that information.
So information is current.
Yes, correct. You are saving people baling everywhere. Kobotswana or guy, because how to say what's going to happen. And you've got these big guys, Bontate Godfrey Munswane, Bomakopo, Basatabahu, Habulisi, it's good. And how to pain is pain. But now savor everybody, and when you must die, it doesn't matter.
As she recalls the past and sharing her memories with us, Mam Lele feels hard done by the current government system that failed to recognize her.
I feel very sad because I knocked door to door, hence now being a veteran, went to jail. Others, they got the house, and one will tell you I got special pension. And I'm not the only one. There's just a lot of us who still having hope. Because sometimes you see people who never went to jail, people who never went to exile, or will go out of the country for 1 year. The next thing after a year coming, says they are integrated somewhere and guy and was special pension. But then what about us?
Welcome back to Stories Untold. Today's edition is quite of a retro offering today, and we are honored and privileged to have met these great individuals that we feature on this show today. We'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to Mmgauta Molefe, who has started an initiative called the Mmgauta Molefe Legacy Project, where she assists other struggle heroes to get the funding and other things that they may feel that they deserve. Let's go straight into it.
My name is Mmgauta Molefe. I'm a pensioner Hona jwanong I'm writing. I'm just about to finish my book. Actually, I finished it, editor. And then I'm also writing my biography. And I'm working on another documentary because Kifiri is a documentary. So I'm running a foundation called Mmgauta Molefe Legacy Foundation. The foundation is a base, the projects. Since that I have been an active person the rest of my life, now at my prime age, I'm not able to do things. So I'm encouraging the youth to.
Struggle veteran Mmgauta Molefe is a philanthropist, activist, and community worker who is striving to share her legacy to empower individuals to become agents of change. One of the Mmgauta Molefe Legacy Foundation's objective is to help struggle veterans to be recognized and compensated accordingly.
One of the things that we are doing now is we call it a Unsung Heroine project, a program which we are partnering with its History Project. So we are documenting women who have really contributed. Some of them didn't really carry a ticket, a political organization ticket, but they contributed a lot to the struggle. So we are writing about those people. The second project that I'm running is when we're doing the documentary, we discovered that a lot of political veterans, be they from exile or the ones that were detained, never really focused on the tortures that they suffered. So when it was very difficult. As a result, we had to form a counseling team so that we assist these people. And now we get a lot of people asking for counseling. So we are at the moment formulating a counseling project.
According to Mmgauta, the invisibility of women was caused by controversial patriarchy that she felt the need to start documenting the stories of women as well as her own personal stories.
We were not important as women. Men everywhere at work, careers and things, they had opportunities, so they didn't take us seriously. And I think that upbringing and the societal values is the thing that contributed to us being kept on the side. Because I also had experiences when we were in organizations, when there are conferences and then they want women to cook. And I was part of those women who refused to cook. I mean, I left my home, my house to go to a conference, so I can't go there and cook. When people are deliberating on national issues, on struggle issues. So I was known that I would refuse to do that.
Her involvement and contribution towards the liberation of South Africa was backed by her joining the Black Consciousness movement at Morris Isaacson High School with the likes of Tsietsi Mashinini and her experiencing police brutality.
My father was detained, and then he was house arrested for a year. And that experience turned us around, because when he was house arrested, the policemen used to come into the house every day to check on him. So that thing really changed us. So you don't need those days you didn't need an organization to be in the struggle. You needed an experience as a black person. And then from then, when I moved from high school and then I went to Tefloop, at the right time when there was a Viva Freli Morali, I was involved in it. And for 2-3 years, the police were looking for me. And after some time, then I was chased away from university. And I went to work for the Black People's Convention. And that's where I was detained, because we were helping the students with the Africans thing.
Mmgauta is one of a few women veterans that have been recognized and well documented. She saw a need to rewrite history, as she felt there are a lot of women veterans that are not well documented. Thus, she started writing and documenting their experiences.
I didn't put my feet to be recognized. I was recognized because of the things that I've done. You go out there, you work, you put your life out for the people, and then some people think you have done a good job. So this is what happens, and then I'm starting to get awards for that. People remember me. Some people remember my contributions, even if I didn't go to exile. But people were coming in, they needed protection, they needed to hide things. And I had a car. I was one of the few people who had a car. We had a house, who organized to hide people and things like that. So some people will definitely remember that. I'm fighting that we women should also be recognized.
Through the programs, partnership, and values of the Mmgauta Foundation, they are working towards a world where compassion, empathy, and activism is celebrated. At times, Mmgauta finds herself having to give out of her own pocket to support some of the struggling veterans.
When I have something to share, I share. Some people can tell you, even maybe Lele can even tell you, and others, where we are able to share, we share. So depending on the extent, what is the extent of the need. But enough. I'm a pensioner, I have kids who are not working. They are also from exile, you understand? So that is the thing. So everybody is suffering. Don't see us driving fancy cars, everyone in a way. But we need to share. We need to share, we need to care. And the basic thing now that I do, information. I collect a lot of information. So that so you say, go and see this person, go to this place, have you tried this place?
According to Mmgauta, there has not been much improvement 30 years later. She feels we could do more to improve the quality of lives for the majority of South Africans.
There isn't improvement of the basic stuff. For instance, the education is not saving us as black people to improve ourselves. The economy is still in the hands of a few. We are not having that change. Today we are forming squads and police to protect the mines, to evict the illegal miners. But who owns the mines? We don't own the mines. We don't have industrialization to create jobs. You go around the the other time I was in Cape Town, factories are closed. In Joburg here, factories are closed. These are the buildings that people are staying there because the factories are closed. We used to produce clothes, we used to produce things and export. Today we import everything. And today we are even eating poison. We are eating poison from other countries because they know we are dependent on them. So there hasn't been much change.
We're almost at the end of the show, but we still have a few more minutes to spare. Now I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you to Ntate Dan Habedi, who was an educator during the June 16 Soweto uprising. Now he played a pivotal role in guiding the students at that particular time. Would like to take this opportunity to sit down with him so that he can share his own encounter of that period. But also, where is he now and what is he doing?
The June 16, 1976 uprising that began in Soweto and spread countrywide profoundly changed the socio-political landscape in South Africa. When the Afrikaans language was made compulsory as a medium of teaching in schools in 1974, black students began mobilizing themselves. This was through the influence of a few teachers and the Black Consciousness movement, which raised political consciousness of many students. Njammu Dan Habedi was one of the teachers at Morris Isaacson and a member of the Black Consciousness movement back in the 70s. He contributed immensely to the struggle using education as a tool.
Black consciousness believed in political education and so on. So as teachers, we were agents of the movement to preach what we wanted this country to be like. Our role was to keep on giving ideas to the students at that time. And we also felt, as teachers, we were not helping them in the struggle that we wanted to wage and make sure black people get a better type of life. Our students were now beginning to show resistance to the apartheid policies that were supposed to govern the schools they were attending.
Few years later, Dan joined the military to continue the fight for liberation. 30 years into democracy, he reflects and tells us how he feels about the state of education system and South Africa currently.
I would be lying if I were to say I'm happy with what I see now. I really would be lying because one, as black consciousness people, our struggle was for freedom and repossession of the land that had been taken away from us. It was not an anti-apartheid struggle. We were not simply fighting to be able to get together with white people and so on. We wanted our land back.
The Department of Military Veterans has faced many challenges in delivering benefits prescribed in the Military Veterans Act and with finalizing a credible database which is continuing to impact negatively on its ability to deliver services to veterans. Mr. Habedi is one of the veterans who has been waiting for his compensation.
When it comes to the benefits of the military veterans, we are still complaining. I can give you an example. They said 27th April last year, I think, that was the day they said they were going to start paying all military veterans. And some of us applied in May, just days after the announcement, I think by the 6th of May. And up to now, we're still phoning and inquiring, and nothing has happened. They claim there are people who have been paid, but unfortunately, there is no example. I can't tell you. The only payment we got is the payment for compensation for the injuries we suffered during the course of military action. So nothing. There's very little that can make me feel what many died for is actually happening.
And on that note, we'd like to end our show here for today, but we encourage you to continue these kinds of conversations. This is merely just a platform to spark the debate. It is up to each and every one of us to take South Africa where we want it to be. From myself, Pule Mulebati, and the rest of the team that makes it all a possibility. Let's do this again, same time, same place. Goodbye.